Keir Starmer is a man who is in hot water at this moment in time, as scandal after scandal keeps on emerging, with the Prime Minister failing to see a wrongdoing with his actions. In today's video, we will see why his stunt has backfired in his face, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Keir Starmer has been urged to have a serious discussion with the Labour Party about how to navigate the latest donation scandal, as his close relationship with party peer and donor, Lord Wahid Ali, continues to spark questions. In the latest development regarding Lord Ali's gifting to the British PM, fresh revelations have come to light about Starmer's use of Ali's multi-million-pound penthouse. As well as using the property for his son to study for his GCSE exams, the Prime Minister used the apartment to film a coronavirus message in December 2021, urging the public to stay home during the coronavirus pandemic. The shelves behind Starmer were also dressed with family photos and Christmas cards, to make it appear as though he was in his own home. Addressing the latest scandal to rumble Starmer's first few months in office, journalist Kevin Schofield warned on GB News that the awkward developments in Lord Ali's significant donations to the PM are overshadowing key events in the Labour calendar. When asked by host Tom Harwood if the donations can be compared to the level of scandal Boris Johnson faced with the Partygate allegations, Schofield admitted that it is not at that level yet, but claimed that the party are hoping to draw a line under it as soon as possible. Schofield said in an interview, Labour would have hoped to have drawn a line under this, maybe during the party conference season. They might have thought that was a reset moment and an opportunity to move on to other things, but that certainly hasn't happened. These stories just keep coming. Filming a message encouraging people to work from home that wasn't actually filmed in his own house, even though it was made to look like it was his house, fails to pass the smell test. Noting Starmer's failure to address it head-on and offering various reasons for accepting Lord Ali's donations, host Emily Carver claimed that the optics do not look good for the Prime Minister as the scandal continues to grow. Schofield agreed, explaining, "The story keeps changing all the time, and I think that's what makes it very awkward for the government. It makes the Prime Minister look a little bit shifty, like he can't stick to an agreed line, primarily because there's these different stories coming out all the time now." A Labour insider texted me after his comments yesterday on the GCSE studying for his son, saying every time he opens his mouth, it just makes it worse. There's a suggestion that maybe he's not listening to the advice that he's receiving from those around him. Offering advice to how Labour can dissolve the ever-growing allegations surrounding donations from Ali, Schofield suggested that a serious discussion needs to take place between Starmer and his government to try and resolve the situation. Schofield said, "He's trying to mould the message himself, but I think maybe someone needs to have a word and say, look, this is not going away. We need to have a serious discussion about how we deal with this and try to get back on the front foot. It's just overshadowing everything right now. It largely overshadowed the Labour Party conference, and now he has a big trip to the UN General Assembly in New York, and he's still having to field these questions rather than talk about the stuff that he wants to talk about." Turning the discussion to Lord Ali, Emily questioned Schofield on what the Labour donor could possibly want in return for being so generous in his gifts to the Prime Minister. Schofield responded, "He is already a peer, so it's kind of difficult to see what else he could get from the government. When he was given an access pass, that was a very strange one, and another one that really the number 10 operation didn't really answer properly as to why he had this pass straight after the election. Those security passes are not just given out willy-nilly, and should only be given to people who need to be in there on a regular basis. So that has never been properly answered either." In other news, the Met Office has issued 3 yellow rain warnings for Thursday and Friday, covering large swathes of England, Wales and Northern Ireland. The warnings, which came into effect early Thursday morning, predict heavy downpours and potential thunderstorms across the affected regions. Forecasters warn of possible flooding, travel disruption, and power cuts as nearly 3 inches of rain could fall over several hours in the worst affected areas. The Environment Agency has also issued 28 flood warnings across England, indicating that flooding is expected in these locations. This latest deluge follows Monday's downpours, which left parts of Britain underwater with homes flooded and travel severely disrupted. The Met Office warns that most areas within the warning zones are likely to see 20 to 30 millimetres of rain, with some locations potentially experiencing 50 to 70 millimetres. The highest rainfall totals are expected across the Pennines and North York Moors, where 80 to 100 millimetres could accumulate on Thursday. Met Office Chief Meteorologist Paul Gunderson said, "With the rain today and tomorrow potentially falling on already saturated ground, a number of warnings for rain have been issued, outlining the increased risks for potential impacts. The warnings indicate a slight chance of power cuts, flooding of homes and businesses, and the possibility of some communities becoming cut off by flooded roads." The Met Office has highlighted specific areas at highest risk of severe rainfall. The Pennines and North York Moors could see up to 100 millimetres of rain accumulate over Thursday. In southern England and Wales, forecasters warn of potential thunderstorms and strong winds later in the day. The Environment Agency has issued 29 flood warnings for expected flooding and 65 alerts for possible flooding, primarily across central and southern England. Some communities could be cut off by flooded roads, with fast-flowing or deep floodwater posing a potential danger to life. There will be further outbreaks of rain in central and southern areas of the UK on Friday morning, the Met Office said. The rain is expected to clear during Friday, leaving conditions much colder on Saturday. The weekend forecast indicates a shift in weather patterns. The Environment Agency has 28 flood warnings in place across England, meaning flooding is expected. According to Met Office Deputy Chief Meteorologist Brent Walker, things will be turning decidedly cooler into the weekend, with frost likely for much of the UK overnight on Friday and a more autumnal feel to daytime temperatures. Saturday is expected to start drier, but frequent showers are predicted in western Scotland and Northern Ireland. The respite may be short-lived, however, as strong winds and heavy rain are forecast to move in on Sunday night into Monday. This cooler trend marks a change from the recent wet weather, signalling the arrival of more autumnal conditions across the UK. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. I want to say a quick thank you for all the support on this channel. We are growing very fast and are getting closer to our goal of 100,000 subscribers. We want to spread the news than the mainstream media refuses to show. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.